You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu Waifu. Hello and tell, is that you?
Mic check. Mic check waifu waifu. Tell, is that you?
And you know this, man.
What's up, brother?
What's good, Barfly? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. This is episode 72 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure y'all go to lubecomplex.com and use that offer code waifu. And check out guildflags.jp for all things guild flags or anime flags to hang up in your backgrounds and such. It's also brought to you by Patreon producers, Chris Kennedy, Connor, Explicitly, Monique Williams, and Treesus. Thank y'all so much for supporting the show. We appreciate y'all so very much. Shout out to quite a few of our other patrons too that we're going to talk about a little bit later on in the show with some dope questions they gave to us. This is a big episode. This episode is big because we're doing what I think is one of our staples of this show, and that's our reviews. I'm excited about it because we're reviewing a slice of life, and I always enjoy when we review slice of life because that's my shit. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But before we get into that, Tell, how you feeling, brother?
Always good, man. Look, I always like to talk about how I get all these vacation days and Polo don't get none. So last week, obviously, I had vacation for my wife's birthday. This week, it was Alea, my daughter's first birthday. So, I had a couple more days off of that. I've worked 4 actual days in the last 2 weeks.
Jesus.
So it was lit for me.
That's live.
It was live. Family time. It was great. But, I'm still a dad, so off days still feel like work sometimes.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You know how it is.
Facts.
But how you feeling, bro?
Oh man, I'm feeling great. I get ready to move November 2nd. Today is the 25th, the day we're recording this, but I move November 2nd, so I'm excited about that. I'm gonna have a different office space, a way smaller office space. But I think I'm okay with that. It's gonna be
But you got an extra room?
Yeah. So it's like a little den area. It's 2 bedroom, 2 bath. So it's gonna be live. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I just got my car detailed. It needed it bad. My car is back. It's brand new, damn near now. As far as any of the work goes, so I'm good. And I got this fucking cough that I can't seem to get rid of. It's just a cough. I don't know where it's from or why it's even here, but
it's allergy season.
That's probably exactly what it is.
The second allergy season, you get the hey, it's spring allergy season, then you get the fall season.
Yep. Especially with this weather.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's trash. And also the air gets more dry during this time, so it really messes with you. In Cleveland it does. In Florida it's still humid as fuck out here.
That's exactly right. That explains it all.
I ain't lived there in so long, but I still know what it feels like.
All right, so the first thing I want to start off with on today's episode of My Check Waifu Waifu is I got to give a shout out to Blaname podcast. Amongst our podcast friends, they just did a podcast with Unbothered Mike, Sensei LeGlove, Scuba Steve, and Goomba Goon, or AKA Pat from A God Punch. That podcast was live because it was the One Piece podcast, because Unbothered Mike did, what I did earlier this year and started One Piece and took that trip, and they decided to talk about it on that episode. And I must say it brought up a very strong conversation in the timeline.
Yes.
That kind of rocked our little circle, a little bit. It rocked it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's so funny thinking about it because it's hilarious looking at the timeline and watching people react to the things I said about Luffy and where he falls in as far as the main character of the big three in the ratings. We did this back when we did our Bleach review episode with Unbothered Mike and Spicy Lady. We rated the top three main characters of the big three.
Did we do that with them, or I thought we did that before we had that?
No, we did that right before. You're right. The week before that, we did that. But I had Naruto first, Ichigo second, and Luffy third. Tell had Luffy first,
Naruto second, and
Ichigo third. Now, a lot of people didn't like that. They feel like Luffy is first. I want to talk to somebody who I trust to understand why do you believe Luffy is first. Now, I already talked to you about it on Twitter, so this is kind of repeating what you said there, but I kind of wanted to put it on paper, to put it on record, even more so on why you feel Luffy is first as far as big.
So you want me? All right. Here's the thing. So I'm not saying Luffy is like definitively like the best character of the big three or anything like that. I'm saying he is the character that I vibe with. He's the one I like the most, right? If I was gonna say who's definitively the best of the three, I gotta do a little bit more time to like look at it and break it down. But I vibe with Luffy the most, and the reason is because I feel like if I'm in an anime world like Luffy is, I'm gonna act like Luffy, not necessarily the stupid way, right? But like I want the freedom that he has. You know, that's what he says from like episode like 2, is that to be the Pirate King is like the ultimate freedom. And that's what they do when they told the story of Gold D. Roger, was the fact that him being Pirate King meant he could do whatever he wanted to. And the mystery of One Piece and what was there was like, you get there, you collect it, you literally shake up the world, and you are the most famous. You there's no one who can stop you. And the thing I vibe with the most about Luffy is that yes, he has a goal in mind, but ultimately, like, if you look at how the world of One Piece is, Luffy is a villain. 100%. He's a villain. But at what point have we looked at Luffy's morals in terms of like his friends and stuff as wrong? Like nothing he's ever done in terms of like how he defends his friends, stands up for them, how he saves people who have no relation to him. Like never have we looked at him and said, you know what, Luffy is a shitty person. It gives you that duality that a villain can actually be, you know, on the good side of things. Now, I really vibe with that with Luffy, especially for his ability to never just straight up just never give up. And also, I do like those times when he just got bodied, when like he never had like a demon or something inside of him to like pull up and say, you know what, Luffy got this.
I don't know about that.
Well, the one thing he had that blew us back was obviously the Conqueror's Haki, but still, Luffy is just the one I vibe with the most. He has the most relation to like how I feel in general.
Right.
I ride or die for my friends and family. That's just what it is. And I think I've said this since like maybe like 6th grade, before I even met Polo. Was that like anyone that I consider friends and family, I will fight the world for you, regardless of what the situation is. I even said it on the timeline. Yeah. Only person who can have a take on the timeline that I'm gonna defend, no matter how bad it is gonna be Polo. I don't care how bad it is, as long as he don't say Yamcha was a Saiyan, I'm riding with Polo.
It's relative.
I might not agree with it, but that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but a bad take is a quote unquote bad take is relative. I literally, whenever I see, oh, that's just a bad take on the timeline, I throw that shit out the window. It's like if you ain't got nothing more to say, then it's just a bad take. Right. I don't want to hear it. Get out of here. But what I am going to say to this, to be a quote unquote devil's advocate, I guess, if you will, devil fruit advocate.
Do it, devil's fruit advocate. That's the name of this podcast. I'm just joking.
Devil's fruit advocate. Luffy, he doesn't offer much of anything. Now, let me preface this by saying I like Luffy. I love One Piece, period. I love all the big three, point blank, flat out. Luffy's a dope character, but he doesn't offer much as far as substance, and I'm all about substance. I've been about substance literally my entire anime watching career. Like, yes, I enjoyed Dragon Ball Z for the lack thereof when it comes to the substance, but that was when I was young and dumb and didn't understand what anime can bring. So with Luffy, his motives, and like you said, he is a villain. His motives bore me to tears. Like, I want to be able to do anything. I want to become the Pirate King so I can do whatever I want. Cool. I respect it. That's cool, but that's boring as fuck. You literally said that he does anything for his friends to protect his friends. I don't believe that to be true. Now, the reason why I say that I don't believe that to be true is because he put himself into situations to where he's out doing his own fucking thing, constantly fighting probably the biggest and strongest badass in the world, quote unquote, believing that his friends can handle themselves, but they be fucking struggling. They be struggling. They get their ass whooped 99% of the time. You got people like Usopp, who's not as strong. You got people like Chopper, who's not as strong. And even Nami, she's not as strong as they are. She doesn't have, the capabilities that they do, but he like, yo, I'm gonna go fight the fucking strongest while y'all take care of it. I see that so much in One Piece that it irks me, because if you there for your homies, for your friends, or, whoever you there for, then you're going to be there for them. You're not going to just fucking go off, start wars by yourself and move alone. Basically, he basically move alone for 90% of the series of what I've watched so far, which is only 539 episodes. I'm sorry, that may not be enough to some of you, but to me, I feel like I've seen enough to know that he constantly does this, and it irks me to all hell. And I think that's a part of his fucking stupidity that I can't stand. I can't stand that all he needs to do is eat, and that is his fucking ass pool. Give me some meat and I'm good to go. Like, I don't believe that to be.
Heals all the way back up. Yeah,
I don't believe that to be substance, and that's okay. I still think he's a dope character. He's a funny character. He's a fucking rider. Like he throws hands, but to me, it's not all about throwing hands. So that's just my take on it. Yeah. I still think he's a dope character though. He's super unique, super like creatively written as a dumb character. Unlike Goku. Goku is just stupid, but he's more unique.
Questions. What is he lacking in terms of substance that like Ichigo or Naruto has?
Oof. Glad you asked. Ichigo. Let's break down Ichigo. His substance is literally, I'm here to protect my friends and family, kind of like One Piece, right? Mm-hmm. But his is, I don't give a fuck about leadership. I don't give a fuck about the king of the world shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. It's just about my family. If my family is good, I don't need to do anything. I'm fine. And that's all I'm here to do. I'm here to protect, Karakura Town? I'm here to protect Karakura Town, and that's it. And with his characteristics, the way he grow throughout Bleach has just been extremely impressive to me. And I talk about this all the time with Naruto. Maybe it's a nostalgic thing with me growing up with Naruto and just loving that series to death. But from where he came from, the way he started, I'm going to be Hokage to prove everybody wrong. I am more than useless, like the town believed that I am. Then that evolved from that to, I want to be the reason for peace type of Hokage. I want to be the one to make sure my newfound friends and family in the city is safe. And that spoke to me a lot more than just, the story in between that obviously spoke more to me than just, I want to be Hokage, or I want to be Pirate King, or I guess Ichigo didn't really have any long-term goals, but I guess that's why I vibe with him more, because he was more realistic and down to earth, for lack of better words. But that is way more substance to me than just, I want to be Pirate King because I want to be free, and I'm going to put everybody in danger to do so.
So what if I tell you Luffy did do the same exact thing though, but the only difference is he did put his friends in danger, like you said, but Luffy in several different parts of the show. But
what's his goal? I just want to be free.
Yeah, he wants to be the Pirate King, which it comes with a lot more than like freedom, right? So like when we first meet Luffy, we first kind of find out about the Pirate King. You're right, it's 100% selfish. His goal is selfish even to this day. But it came from Luffy saying, I want to be Pirate King, and having no allies, right? He was by himself and just said, I'm going to be Pirate King. He goes out, he meets Zoro.
Now, I'm sorry to put a pause right there. Just a little pin in that. Why did he find Zoro? Why did he want Zoro to be a part of his crew?
Because he seemed strong.
That's selfish. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
But he also saved Zoro's life.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, and none of his crew decided they wanted to roll with him just because Luffy said, hey, you rolling with me, right? Like, his entire crew rolled
Brook
with
did.
Luffy.
Brook was like, okay.
Brook was a little different. But, like, Luffy's entire crew all have sentimental moments as to why they joined the crew, right? None of them joining the crew was like BS. All of the reasons he gained his crew, like Pirate King, Luffy wanted to be Pirate King was like the same thing as like not Naruto wanted to be Hokage, but not for the same exact reasons, right? Mm-hmm. It started off with Luffy's being selfish and Naruto's being selfish. He wants to be, it's still selfish, but he wants to be noticed, right? Mm-hmm. Luffy doesn't really care to be noticed. He just wants the freedom of being Pirate King. Right. But it went to where Luffy is now fighting against slavery, discrimination, and people who are being powerless and like social economic issues, and all these different things are on his path to being Pirate King. And Luffy's not just like, he is this one-dimensional character in terms of what his 100%. Actual goal is, but his actions are way more than one-dimensional. His goal supersedes that one-dimensional level that you see. Mm-hmm. On the ground, on the surface, it's much more than that.
And that's why his stupidity is why I bring to the forefront. I can bring Goku's stupidity to the forefront for various reasons as well.
Goku's still trash to this day.
It's just pure trash. Luffy's stupidity is he runs into this not for the sake of I want to change slavery and the discrimination and all the shit that goes on in the world of the pirate world. I'm running into this because it just happened to pop up on my journey to become Pirate King. And that's why I say everything that you're talking about makes 100% sense from us as viewers watching it. But for him as a main character, the way he's written, the way he plays out, the way he's acted out, none of that matters. He don't set shit in motion for it to not be slavery anymore. Motherfucker, the motherfucking dragon people gonna come, the celestial dragon people gonna come right back. Like
when he popped off on that celestial dragon, it wasn't just for like his own well-being. He popped off on the celestial dragon because of how shitty they were being to everybody else.
100%. He did. But does he change anything?
I mean, his actions have changed the entire world as he moves. Like, and that's one thing that I did see on the timeline that kind of like made sense, right? Like the Naruto world, it didn't necessarily react to Naruto until the end of the series, right? Like Naruto
it's too
didn't
big for that.
It is. You're right. It's way too big for that. The One Piece world, though, is fucking huge. And I mean, when I say huge, it's bigger than the Naruto world for sure. Yeah. But the world reacts to Luffy every single like arc. Luffy is doing something that changes the world itself, not just the world changing Luffy. The world does change Luffy for sure. But like when you go through Marineford, Thriller Bark, Arlong's Island, when you go through Wano, Whole Cake, all of these different places in the world, they changed because Luffy came there and did something wild. He did something. And whether it was because like he beat Doflamingo and stopped the production and abuse of children, because he wasn't rocking with it, and the torture and destruction of this island. There's a lot of different things.
I haven't even got there yet. I don't even know what that is.
I wasn't trying to spoil it for you, but I'm just saying the world reacts to Luffy in One Piece, which is a huge series. It's hard to believe that a world that big, every time Luffy does something, it actually changes the world. He's a supernova for a reason.
Yeah, but that doesn't make him interesting though.
No, I agree with you.
That makes the world of One Piece interesting.
I agree with you entirely on that.
I would never discount One Piece's world, story, other characters outside of Luffy. Luffy's just, to me, a selfish main character with simplistic ideological ideas that just don't fucking rock with me. I want to be Pirate King because I want to do what I want. Yes, the world is evolving around with what he does, but it still hasn't changed. At least 539 episodes in, and maybe it does later. I don't know. but it still is the same stupid ass. I'm gonna eat meat to get full health. I'm going to fucking live my best life. Oh, y'all in danger? Well, let me go take care of the big bad, so y'all ain't got to worry about that. But y'all can handle yourself with the other bads that are just as bad as the big bad. Like that.
Not as bad as the big bad, but
Yeah,
right,
no, it's normally not.
Leave.
He'd be just dipping the fuck out. Like, okay, all right.
I mean, but they pull through.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, they do
somehow.
Half dead, they pull through. You're right. Absolutely right. They do pull through. His crew is some of the livest like side characters of any show. Like they're shitting on Naruto's like side characters.
I don't know about that entirely.
They are. Who is not?
The only issue with Naruto's side character is that they don't develop them as much, right? Like the only side characters that's really developed are like
Shikamaru,
Sakura, Shikamaru. Like Rock Lee ain't really that developed. We don't even know Rock Lee parents.
Right.
Like, how is that a thing?
That's what I'm saying. Well, the world of One Piece does that so much better than Naruto. Naruto does villains better, I think. I still.
Nah, you're right. They villains are demons.
One Piece has some demons, but I don't really care about their like the demons in One Piece because their motives are basic too.
Yeah, the biggest demons in One Piece are definitely going to be Doflamingo, because I think when you make it there, you're gonna be like, okay, Doflamingo's a fucking demon.
I can already tell.
Kaido, and I don't even know if Kaido's actually a demon. Kaido's just mad fucking strong.
Oh, the lava dude that killed Ace.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
that's a Kano.
A Kano, okay.
Yeah. Because, I mean, technically, he's not really a villain. He's doing his job. He's a Marine.
Yeah, true.
But, he a villain to our main guy. But Kaido is a villain. But I don't even know if he's actually demon level. But Kaido's a monster. Fucking.
I'm not there yet.
If demon was power level, yeah, he's not there yet. He got like 400 episodes.
Jesus.
I mean, we're not counting filler, obviously, but you know how that should go.
Mm-hmm.
But. Like we said, 589 episodes ain't enough to know if Luffy is a good character or not, bro. You gotta watch more.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Now that's probably what I see a lot of like, the manga readers, screaming, that's a bad take. That shit they do with no substance. Just give me substance. Give me more. Tell me why I'm wrong. I'll listen. If I'm wrong, I'll say, oh, you know what? You're right. Is he a better character than Naruto for me? No, but I'll let you know if you're right or not. I mean, if you're right, you're right. I don't care.
And I don't think I can say Luffy is a better character than Naruto in terms of like who is the actual better developed character. Like I think Luffy has a lot of really good development. Yeah, it is preference, but I think Luffy had a lot of really good development in terms of the world and the scheme of One Piece. Mm-hmm. But Naruto to me came from the ghetto.
Yeah, exactly.
And was like, I'm the fucking president, bro.
Yep.
Like, that's basically what Naruto did. So in my mind, I'm like, I can't necessarily just say Luffy is a better character. I think in terms of who the struggle, like let's say if we talk about who had a struggle and who came up, like Ichigo got the least struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, so we talking about that, but Ichigo still had a ton of character development in terms of like actual power. Mm-hmm. But in terms of how the characters changed, Luffy's personality never really changed. He just was like, okay, I have to handle things differently in terms of like, I can't just get beat up.
Right.
I got to be strong enough to make sure I make it through so my crew can make it through.
So see,
Ichigo kind of had that same mentality.
Yeah.
But Naruto came from the gutter to ghetto and became like, hey, I'm here.
Now you understand my concept behind the theory of what I'm saying when I say he likes substance. He's kind of boring. And again, it's not boring in a sense of meaning the show or him as a whole is bad. Because I still don't think that. I would never think that, because that's the reason why I gave that show in just 1 month, by the way. I watched 539 episodes in 1 month because I wanted to watch it. I wanted to experience, I wanted to join that Luffy journey. You know what I'm saying? I was ready. Mm-hmm. Got on my nerves a few times, but I was with it. And I'm still with it. I'm going to get back to it eventually. But like, understand that I don't hate Luffy. I don't hate One Piece. Again, the big three itself are fucking great. So,
but if you did hate Luffy in One Piece, guess what? that's your right, bro. Like you
yeah.
have the right to hate Luffy if you want to.
True.
Granted, I might think, wow, that's weird.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's and you will be right because that is crazy.
But I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna defend you on that take. If you think Luffy trash, I'm gonna be like, my bro said he trash.
There's no way
he don't like Luffy. Luffy ain't got enough. He ain't got enough common sense.
If you watch One Piece, you know damn well Luffy ain't trash. That is a fact. He ain't trash, but you know he's not my favorite.
I get it.
Let's go to Twitter real quick and talk some of these questions real quick. I know we watched a lot of stuff this week. I watched a few new things that I wanted to talk about. Maybe we'll get to that if we got a little bit of time, but we just spent 25 minutes on that, and I think it was deservingly so. Whole Twitter.
Gotta look this up real quick because I saw one Twitter question I did not know the answer to.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to ask the Twitter question?
Oh no, I mean,
okay. I found it already. I already got it. I already got it pulled up, so I'm ready. I got my answer ready.
Let's do it. What was the question? Because I want to know what you're talking about now.
It was the Sonic Slushy. Go to Sonic Slush.
Shout out to shout out to _Rob J. He said, "What's your go-to slushy at Sonic?" Oof, man, it's been so long since I've been to Sonic, bro. Since I worked in Parma, actually, at that T-Mobile. I don't even fucking remember. I
come home sometimes and Monique just ordered Sonic, like had it brought here, and I just be like, "Bet I love you."
Yeah, right.
Damn slushy, baby.
All right, what's yours?
So it's the Nerds, but with the cherry limeade.
I used to fuck with just a cherry limeade when I was back in Texas, actually. Oh yeah, I remember that. With my, I was staying with my father for a summer, because he's in the military, so we was on Fort Hood in Killeen, Texas, and we used to always get Sonic, even though it was like a 55-minute drive or whatever it was, some ridiculous shit like that. And the cherry limeades was what we would always get, and nothing else. So good. I'm with you.
So that's you rocking with cherry limeade?
Yeah, cherry limeade for sure.
My man, cherry limeade is always a banger, bro.
Man, listen, you can't go wrong. I didn't know they had it with the Nerds joint though.
You gotta ask for it, like it's just sliding Nerds into a cherry limeade. It ain't like it's a big deal.
True. All right, the homie at Prince A-Law at Prince_A-Law. Let me know if I'm saying that name wrong. I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry, by the way, bro. But he gives me an option. He got a couple of questions here, by the way, so we're gonna rock with all of them. Gives me an option: No Beliefs or JoJo. I have to pick one.
I mean, I think the answer is obvious.
It's so obvious.
I'm only 3-4 episodes in on one. No Beliefs, no bless, no Beliefs. However you want to say it. Panda told me yesterday it was no bless, but I'm gonna say no Beliefs, whatever, because it's an E at the end.
It's an E at the end, yeah.
No bless. I'm rocking with that one.
Yeah, me too. You don't even have to ask me that crazy ass question. Fuck JoJo.
I'm not saying that, but I ain't made it past. I ain't finished season 1 yet because it's like a hard pill to swallow. That's just too much.
You cannot tell me people out here writing on a chalkboard like, okay, this is what you got to do. You watch this overarching story review on YouTube, and then you go to season 2, but you skip part 3 of season 2. Like, I know, I'm good. I'm good. No, thank you. Not interested.
It's now bless. That's how you spell it.
Now bless. Okay. All right. Interesting. Quadre, aka Saphir, or at SAAFIR, says, "What's the weakest? Is this the weakest anime season in a while?" No, absolutely not.
Especially because we got Jujutsu Kaisen.
Easy. Yeah.
Fire Force is still rolling.
Yes. This is such an easy question because I can tell you exactly what the weakest is right now. Just give me 2 seconds because I had to pull it up, but I minused it. It's I think it was it winter 2020?
It was heading into spring. That shit.
Winter 2020. Winter 2020 is the one that had Darwin's Game Inspector, which both of those I love.
But everything else around that shit was.
Haikyuu was obviously goated.
Yeah, but we didn't watch it because we're not doing half seasons. We got to watch the whole thing. Yeah, especially that one. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun was cool, but it was cool. Mm-hmm. And then you got shit like Plunderer, Trash, Infinite Dendrogram, which was awful, which we never finished, which we got to. Pet was terrible. I couldn't get past the first episode.
And the rest of the shit I just didn't watch, so
It just wasn't worth it.
it wasn't hidden.
That was probably actually like the worst season since we've been recording this podcast.
That's true. ID Invaded was decent, but it would just end up being decent.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing that came out besides Haikyuu and I mean, shit, Made in Abyss movie came out, but we still ain't get that movie yet.
Yeah, it's not for us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that winter 2020 was terrible.
I agree.
Or last year. It's you know how winter works. Winter 2019 into 2020, and then that shit was not good. Oh shit! What else we got? Let's see. Let's see here. Vash says, out of the 4 seasons of anime this year, which one was the weakest to you? It's the same question.
Same thing.
Yep. 2019 winner for sure, or 2019/2020.
Yeah, the second question, didn't he?
Oh yeah, the second question is for My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. What's your favorite part and season? We'll talk about that during the review on the second half of the show.
I like that question, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good question. The 10 Ways says, what is the best non-shonen battle anime this season? Also, is Kikyo better as a literal tree?
So why couldn't we just get Kagome as an actual tree?
She is.
Because Kikyo was better. Kikyo is just better.
Oh, better overall character than Kagome?
Yes. I only say she was better because she didn't have to train to be something. Like when we first meet Kikyo was like already the priestess.
Yeah, she did her thing.
She was like, hey, Inuyasha, I'm going to pin you to a tree and seal your power.
Straight up. From
the jump. And then we got Kagome.
Yeah, one of the strongest half demons. She fucking just pinned his ass. Fuck. What is the best non-shonen battle anime this season? That one's tough.
Let's just pull up that damn anime list again.
I'm really fucking enjoying. I know maybe we'll talk about this a little bit later, but I'm really fucking enjoying what is it called?
Our Last Crusade?
Well, that too, but no, I was leaning more towards Tony Kawa. I'm really enjoying Tony Kawa. I'm really enjoying By the Grace of Gods too. That super wholesome ass isekai. Nah, shonen battle though.
Akudama Drive.
No. You watched the most? Yeah, wouldn't it be considered shonen? I don't know.
Nah, I watched the most recent episode. Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Still super average. Yeah, I think Our Last Cruise. Well, that's shonen too. What the fuck am I thinking? And it has battle too. Barely. So far. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Tony Kawa. I like that shit. Oh, and he also said that last season was weak. I'm gonna have to 10 ways. Listen, because he responded to Saphir's question. That's just not true. Last season, yes, it did bring us God of High School, which is awful. But it had ReZero, the start of Fire Force, Rent a Girlfriend, My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, Climax, Misfit Demon King, Sword Art Online, Decadence. I mean, you had the Violet. Yep. You had the Violet Evergarden movie. Like, I mean, their last season was fire.
Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Is
that shonen?
For sure. For sure.
Then I'm just going to, because all of this seems very shonen-esque.
Yeah.
If we look at all the battle anime. I think that last episode of Our Last Crusade kind of put it over the top for me. So I'm going to rock with that one.
Okay. Clean. Yeah. That was a good question, 10 ways. We appreciate you. Ooh, please tell Polo to pick up My Hero manga. Nope.
Polo.
Nah.
Polo.
Hey,
Polo.
I know it's hidden.
Polo.
And I trust you and Rob.
Pick up the My Hero Academia manga.
Can't do it. Sorry. Love y'all.
Or pick up the My Vigilante manga.
I'm good.
I tried, y'all. Y'all heard it live.
Now, in relevance to the question we just asked from 10 Ways, who is your favorite non-traditional MC? Mine is the True Gender Equality General Kuzuma from Konosuba. And that's from 9-2, the homie.
Who's your favorite non-traditional MC?
Fuck.
I mean, what do we consider non-traditional?
I know,
like
that's the real question.
Non-battle shonen anime, or are we talking about like outside of like the battle anime field?
Because that's easy if that's the case.
Because things like My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu is technically
Hachiman.
a shonen.
Yeah. Hachiman. Fucking. Oh my god. Subaru from ReZero.
Yeah, because if I had to say my favorite MC would be Rokuro from Twin Star Exorcist.
Yeah.
But Hachiman, I really fucking like him.
Indeed.
So I'm gonna say Hachiman.
Indeed. We agree there. And that's not just because we were reviewing it. Hachiman is truly a dope MC.
I just vibe with him.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I am Hachiman.
I said that from the moment I watched this shit. Like his monologues are some of the best probably in anime, man. His internal monologues are goated. Seriously. Spoiler Steve. Shout out to Spoiler Steve for spoiling Skylar on Cowboy Bebop as well.
Steve 2.0.
Jesus Christ, Steve. Fuck, man. Take off those socks. Favorite starter Pokemon out of all the gens. Favorite starter.
Go ahead, Paul. You first.
Might as well forever be Torchic for Blaziken.
Such a good choice too.
Yeah, that's my boy or girl, whatever I get.
My favorite, and I hate to say it because I've always been a fire starter. Fucking Froakie.
Yep, for Greninja.
I just don't understand how anything gets better than that. He's so fucking good, bro.
Something about fighting and fire vibes with me though.
Look, I love Infernape. I love Infernape, Emboar. I love Blaziken. I love Charizard.
Yeah.
I love
Charizard
every single.
too.
I love Fennekin. I love every single fire starter out, bro.
Yeah.
Except for Incineroar. I don't really like him.
Who's Incineroar again?
He's the giant black and red panther.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm good. He looks stupid.
Who wrestles? He got a wrestling belt that's fire. Kind of trash, but I mean, he good for VGC.
Yeah. I guess that's it. Is that it for the questions? Yeah. We got the one for the second half of the show. All right, Tel. Anything we want to discuss before we go to our question and roll into our break? Anything you watched this week that really caught your eye?
Not really caught my eye, but I wanted to say Higurashi. I only watched the first episode, but bruh.
Yeah.
So I went into this shit because Dexter, my boy, Thor Django, y'all don't know him on Twitter, but I'm trying to get him on Twitter. My boy Dexter, he was like, yo, you got to watch fucking Higurashi now. Stop all the bullshit you doing. Watch Higurashi.
Yes.
And I was like, okay. He was like, I don't know if it's a remake or whatever, but I've already watched the old one and that shit is dark. And I was like, it looks really pretty and cute to me. So I don't know what to expect here. You turn it on that first episode and you see somebody getting body bagged, basically. Yep. I'm like, what is going on here?
I watched the original so long ago that I didn't remember that I watched it until I watched this. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. This is awful. Not awful as in bad, but you know what I'm saying.
But I'm just like, yo, this is how it starts. This is where you pick up at. Yeah. Like, okay. Yeah. But just overall, the progression of the episode is very slice of life-ish, right? It's like, oh, this is a slice of life anime. It's very subtle and calm. But the one thing that consistently made me feel uneasy was the music. The music never was like just 100% like happy. Yeah. Like it wasn't bad. Like it didn't make you feel like the music was not like a happy song. Yeah. But it was still like some unease. Like there was like a minor note or something in there every time. That was like, this song is still a little twisted, just so you know. And I was like, yo, this shit is kind of crazy, like because I had that like chill vibe, like there was a chill that could go through my spine at any point in time just from the music. The artwork, I think it's intentionally like it looks like that intentionally until shit gets dark. Because when at the end of the episode, when it got dark and you see the girl kind of standing there with the knife or like blade in her hand, it got like, I was like, yo, that actually looks really fucking good. Like they switched the whole art style of it, made it look like sharper, less childlike.
Yeah.
I'm excited as fuck to watch more.
I can't wait to get I think it's on 4 now.
Yeah.
I just watched 4 yesterday or something like that. Man, boy. It's just as dark as I remember, for sure. For fucking sure.
Anything caught your eye?
This most recent episode of Our Last Crusade was fire.
Yes.
I enjoyed it a lot. I love the way this is doing this story because it's starting off like, okay, we're going to give you a little bit of action at the beginning, show you what it's about. Then they do this slice of life spin that I actually ship. Like, they selling Destiny, and I'm kind of liking it. I'm kind of liking the way they're selling the Destiny because, again, this is not a character that's so bad at romance that it doesn't feel right. It feels good. It feels good, especially with this most recent episode. So I'm looking forward to it getting further. You know what I was disappointed in this week, though?
What?
I'm standing on 1,000,000 lives. That's becoming...
Really?
Yeah, that's becoming a little less good to me.
I didn't watch this latest episode, but why did it stand down? Like, why did it go down for you?
It was like... he got another roll. He got another spin of the wheel, but it didn't feel as earned as it did, in the previous episodes. It's kind of like they kind of rushed through it, and he got another power. The trend is continuing. It's a shitty power, but it's not as shitty as it could be. But you see it.
This one? Okay.
This one was a monster.
Went from a chef to a...
Yeah, he went from a farmer to a chef to a, they call it a monster wizard or some shit like that. Creature wizard.
Like a tamer.
It's kind of, but all it did was lower down his main stats and give him the ability to persuade monsters. But like it wasn't like a control type of persuade. It was like hey, this guy's attacking you. Look out, and he'll fall for it type shit. It wasn't like a big deal.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it was.
That's absolutely horrible.
Inuyasha Hime, still.
Still Inuyasha?
Yep. I'm still liking Inuyasha and Kagome's daughter the most out of this.
What do you feel about Akudama Drive? Because I personally feel like this episode showed that they could possibly increase like the mental capacity of this anime, but really? it wasn't 100% there.
Yeah, I just feel like they were doing a cheap Ocean's 11 trick. You know how they have a heist going on and then they try to explain what they talked about. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what about this? And then they're acting it out at the same time that they're like, flashbacking to the conversation that they had. I would rather them plan it out first and then
just execute.
Yeah, then execute, because that shit just seemed cheap. It's a cheap way of doing storytelling that has been done 100 times before that I feel didn't work out right. I guess the only cool part was the swindler happened to go inside the train and open the door for the courier, and he said perfect, and that was it. There's like nothing here to the show whatsoever. I'm not.
I did like the explanation for the executioners, though.
Yeah. That
they're like the judge and the prosecutors and everything, and they're also the only ones strong enough to fight the Akudama.
Yeah, that was a piece of growth that I wasn't expecting to get. That's true. But
it wasn't like they could have. I guess they could have built off of that better.
Yep.
Like, what makes you an Akudama? Are all Akudama strong, or are they just like a lot of them hackers? Because from what I see, all the Akudama seem to be formidable except for the swindler, and
she's not one. She's just
the criminal dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. It's again, there for the people who want to see cool stuff, I guess. It lacks substance though. All right, we're gonna take this quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna review My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, the series. What's up?
We gotta
The
do
question. I'm tripping. Okay. All right, for those of you that don't know, we have a segment before we go into our breaks to get to know My Check Waifu. We roll a random number generator and answer the question associated with a number that pops up on a random number generator. And Tell's rolling a random number generator, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
9.
Oh, shit. Who's your favorite anime animal? Greninja?
Nope.
No. Oh. Anime animal.
I need you to play this song in the background.
Uh-oh.
As soon as I say this, it's ham time.
I'm never doing that. No. You can put it in the trailer.
Ham Taro is the GOAT, bro.
Ham Taro. Is that the only reason why you put this question in this docket? Just so you can say Ham Taro?
Nah, that's not. But, Ham Taro is honestly the GOAT. He's too cute.
Ham Taro.
Too cute. I guess if I had to choose my favorite, it would be Ham Taro for sure. But
okay.
Yeah, I just like Ham Taro. I ain't got nothing else. What's your favorite anime animal? Don't say the Chimera from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Come on, man. Why would I do that? I'm not a savage.
You sure? You a savage?
I'm
savage response.
I'm the villain of this podcast, apparently.
That's not true. I'm the villain.
Yeah, right. Let me see. Animals. The cat from My Roommate is a Cat.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a fucking fantastic show. If you haven't seen that, Slice of Life is dope. I love it. But that cat is pretty dope. It just literally popped into my head. It like flashed up. I'm like, oh shit, the cat from My Roommate is a Cat. It's dope. All right, we're gonna take this quick break, and when we come back, the review.
Boom.
And welcome back to episode 72 of My Check with Waifu, where we review my team romantic comedy Snafu.
Ooh, that rhymed.
I don't know, it was rhymed so well. But before we get to that, there was one more question that I didn't want to miss from Sam the Manga Man. I believe he's with Anime Lately. Shout out to Anime Lately. His question is, what is the best opening this season and the best ending this season? Which my answer is easy. It's already set in stone. The best opening is Tonikawa.
Okay.
Over the Moon with You, or something like that. That intro's fucking is a banger, and I will forever scream that. And the outro is the Yashihime outro. The show is super okay, super like
Really?
It's cool.
Yashihime?
Yeah, that outro's clean.
Okay. I didn't expect that. That kind of threw me off.
That outro's mad clean.
Yashihime? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I know this is probably going to be like mad decent to everybody because I feel like a lot of people are on the same page. Jujutsu Kaisen's opening, Eve, Kakai Kitan, I love that. And then also their ending. I love that one as well. Ali, or what is it? Lost in Paradise by Ali, featuring Aklo. Both of those are just like great. I love the visuals for both of them, and I love the songs.
The visuals is 100% the best visuals, period, this season. But
the water shit in the opening, I'm just like, yo, that's fire. And then like the whole like dance outro, low key,
that's your shit.
I like it.
Yeah, that speaks to you.
It does.
That's true. All right.
I gotta look up this Yashihime outro because I'm like, I know I heard it, but I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah, take a listen to that. It's pretty dope. All right. Let's move on to this review. We're not gonna do any spoiler discussions this episode because we got the review. But tune in next week to where we go back to our deep dives of shows we want to spoil, like Fire Force, etc. And Jujutsu Kaisen for fucking one, dude. Holy shit. I can't wait to spoil that.
4 for 4.
4 for 4. I'm sorry it's not going to be in this episode, but trust, next week episode is going to be live because...
And if they 5 for 5 by then, it's going to be a whole problem.
Yeah, come on. All right, I got it. Let's go. All right, for those of you that don't know, Mike Check Waifu reviews a lot of anime. And the way we do our reviews are a little bit different than most. Since we started it back in October of 2019, we break down the anime that we're reviewing in 5 different categories. The 5 different categories are pacing, plot, animation, sound design, characters. We rate each individual category using the 20-point scale, and the 20-point scale obviously means 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, all the way up into 10. And then we break down each of our individual scores of those particular categories together and average that into one final Mic Check Waifu score. We haven't done one of these since, when was the last review we did? Was it Banana Fish?
Yeah, it was definitely Banana Fish because Panda did not like that review.
Yeah, sorry, Panda. And Scuba Steve. And Sine.
Steve was like, it's okay. Mm-hmm. And Sine even said she understood.
Yeah.
Panda said she understood too, but you know. All right.
All right. So we start off with our overall general thoughts.
This is probably not even probably. It's definitely my new favorite slice of life. Not even going to be a question about that. I know it's probably not going to be your.
Not quite, but it's high.
It's definitely like without even a second thought. Like this is.
Now, story-wise, this is definitely the best slice of life.
You think so?
Story-wise, yeah.
You think it was better than Clannad?
Story-wise, yes. Clannad's impact to me is what makes me love Clannad so much. It's like, it's what it did for me when it came to my anime viewing experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
now, oddly enough,
this story was great.
Oddly enough, I kind of disagree with you on that because I think Clannad, in terms of how the divergence of its story went, the story wasn't always like linear, right?
Ooh,
like
true.
it didn't always have a linear story. But
You're right. I was wrong.
The way that the stories played out were great. Now, the story on this one to me was still by far amazing, in my opinion. But what sold me on this was the characters more than anything.
Yes.
Like the characters in this series were 100% what sold me on this entire thing.
Right. You're right. Yeah. Let's go to Vash's question. He says, "What is your favorite moment and season of this particular series?" My favorite moment, I'm gonna start off if you don't mind, has to be when Hachiman expressed himself to the problem club on what he felt about the whole situation and everything that he went through. I know I played the sound before. I played it well before Tell even started watching this show. I played this clip of him like expressing his feelings with the dub voice actor Adam Gibbs. Shout out to Adam Gibbs on Twitter. Nice and kind enough to respond to my gracious thank you for his work tweet. He killed it, man. He killed this scene. This scene was so impactful to me. The way he brought it, he brought that emotion that you don't see from a lot of dub actors in anime. So that scene is absolutely my favorite. And you know what? I'm gonna put it right here because I still got it.
It's not true. If nobody says something, then how can you understand?
Yeah, expecting people to understand without words is delusional. But I don't only want words. There was certainly something that I wanted all along. Not understanding each other, becoming good friends, being together, sharing together, or anything else like that. I don't need to be understood. I want to understand. To understand, to know. I want to know and have peace. I want to be at ease. Because the things that I don't know are freaking scary. Wanting to understand completely is a terribly self-righteous, tyrannical, arrogant desire. It's really disgraceful and nauseating. Holding that desire is so disgusting I can't stand it. But if we can both share that desire, if we can burden each other with that ugly self-satisfaction, and if we can allow that relationship to exist, I know that that relationship is completely impossible. I know that that type of thing is not within my reach. And yet, I find I really want something genuine.
My man.
Yeah, he killed it. And the favorite season is obviously going to be the last season, Climax.
Yeah. I have like kind of like two moments that really stuck with me for this series. Season 3 being one of the moments, but I feel like season 3, the moment that really kind of stuck with me was when they were planning the prom and they're sitting there and she kind of falls asleep on him, hoping for that moment to continue.
Oh, bro,
that shit hit home really hard. I was like, damn, bro.
I faked falling asleep. I wish the movie would just never end. I pretended not to see it the entire time, but I had already noticed it. Doing stuff like this changes nothing, because the ending is already set in stone. But this was all I could do. I was happy just being together, just having time for the three of us, just having a place where we could stay as a group. So I decided to do what I could to make that happen. It was unfair, and an excuse, and a lie. I actually knew all of that. But please, just let this time continue on for a little while longer. I promise to let it end. I promise not to have any hopes that something will happen. I also promise to stop the tears that threaten to overflow at any instant. Please, give me just a little more time to cry in this place where no one is watching. Please turn the lie that I keep feeding myself into a reality. That is all I have. Please allow me, together with her, to bring this relationship to its proper end. But please, don't let it end.
But the moment that really hit me was the very last episode of season 2.
Yes.
Leading into season 3, because it was like,
Yes, Lord.
They knew that this is the moment where they kind of like said, fuck it, we have to admit it here. And they didn't say it to each other, but this is like each of them have their own inner monologue saying, this is not going to work. Like, we want it to, but this friendship can't be a friendship the way we want it to be with what our intentions and goals are.
Or just internal feelings that they just didn't even know that they were going to have.
Yeah, their feelings and everything were progressing, and they did not know how to go with it.
Well, maybe
that moment.
What's her one girl name?
Yui.
Yui. She always liked Hachiman from jump. She just couldn't find ways to express it. And then all of us, and Yukino pops up, and they go on that date. I believe it in the beginning or the middle of season 2, or was that season 1? I can't remember. It's been a while.
Season 2, they go on a date.
Yeah, to that amusement park.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and that's that shit that hit in season 3, and they was like, hold up,
yep,
you took my man out.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just playing, but that shit was funny.
It was wild. It
wasn't funny. It was hurtful, but it was funny at the same time. Like, damn.
Yeah. It was so fucking enjoyable to watch the growth of Hachiman and understand where he's coming from because of the way he handled situations that I would probably do the same thing. Like, I don't give a fuck about, besides my immediate homies, quote unquote, the Ox Squad. That's an inside joke, but I didn't give a fuck about nobody but those people. So I didn't care if, my feelings got hurt or attempted to get hurt, whatever the situation is. I didn't care about none of that stuff. As long as me and Maz was okay, I was good. And
right.
I kind of rocked with Hachiman with his mentality on it. Like, I'm not here to be popular. None of this stuff matters. I'm just here to help everybody else. And he got invested. He definitely
got invested. Trying to act like he wasn't. I mean, and let's be real, he didn't even act like he wasn't invested. Like,
Yeah. I mean, he tried to shrug it off at one point in season 1.
But it was the realization, he was like, nah, nope.
Yep.
This is the shit. Yep. And I'm in it.
When did you realize he realized what was going on between the three of them?
I think it was like halfway through season 2 when like I kind of saw, like, I'm not even gonna say halfway through. It was probably like at the end of season 2 with that major scene it was kind of like they just kind of started explaining it, and I was like, I knew it was happening.
We did for sure, yeah.
But it wasn't like they made this statement. But then it was like, wait, we know it's happening, but now the characters know. They're like in there.
Yes, sir.
Especially because Yui, she's always on Hachiman's arm.
Yep.
And Yukino was always like distant, right? That's her thing. She's distant. But like once her family got involved and stuff like that, I knew immediately this is going to be a relationship issue.
They were talking in what's the word I'm looking for? They were just talking in metaphors the entire series and not pointing out the fact that it was a relationship thing the entire series. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody said what it actually was, what the situation actually was, but we knew. Like, that's what I loved about the writing of this show is the writer didn't treat us like we were idiots, and they didn't just say, oh, I like you, you like me too kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just kind of the moment to moment realization of what was going on slowly, and everybody around them starting to see how everything was coming together between the three of them, which, again, supporting cast in the show, phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. I love the teacher. Like, she was fantastic. I love even the student council president, Yukino's mom. Yukino's mom was fucking brilliant. She was a savage that I
Her
enjoyed.
sister.
Her sister
Holy
was
shit.
her sister was so aware, but you didn't think she was, and she definitely was. She was probably the most aware out of
She
all
was
of
a
them.
demon level villain for sure.
100%, 100%, or a demon level hero, to be honest, because she's kind of the hero of this whole thing. She set our boy Hachiman straight, like, yo, you gotta figure this shit out, you know, or this is gonna happen.
Right.
And she set him up, like, you do it or you don't, and that's where it was, and he did it because of it. But in general, the show is fucking fantastic. We're gonna get to this review though. Let's get right to it, bro. Is that you? Don'tTalkShop.com.
A brand that is anti-procrastination.
A brand that we believe in.
When it comes to following your dreams and goals,
we believe that it's best that you don't talk about it. Be about it.
Go to Don'tTalkShop.com and press start. Browse the shop.
And use that offer code WAIFU15 to save 15% off your entire cart.
Wear the change you want to see.
That's the one. We did it.
Is that you? All right.
Yeah.
We starting with pacing.
Oof, bro. Fire pacing. I don't even think there was a moment that it didn't work out. Like, I don't know. Everything had its purpose. It was moment to moment situations to where you like understood what was going on, because essentially this show was about comedy season 1. Then midway through season 1, it became about self-respect. And then towards the end and the middle of season 2, it started to become, wait, is this a relationship dynamic? And then it just kind of flowed right into that in season 3. And it was just perfect. It's a 10.
So I kind of disagree with you on like that season 1 stuff, right?
Wait, what?
Because that season 1 was like the setup season, right? Yes, it was comedy and
Nah, she was perfect.
Blah, blah, blah. But that season 1 was the season I hated the most.
Crazy. When you look back on it, when you go back and look back on everything how it played out, you can't tell me season 1 is not perfect. It's not.
So first of all, you're not even going to be finished, because I'm trying to tell you, I'm going to give the whole thing a 10 for pacing, because it is literally exactly what it needed for pacing. Like, there was no moment in it that felt like the pacing was incorrect.
Yeah, man.
At all. At any point in the show, did it feel like the pacing was incorrect for the show?
You may have thought that.
I ain't think it.
I
guess I did. I was like, I can't stand this show to begin with.
Yep.
But like, once I finished that first season, and then we got to like Yukino's dynamic, and then season 2 started, and we got to like the dynamic of the group, and then season 3 started, and we got to like figuring out how the dynamic of the group is going to come together at the end. Yeah, it's easy 10, like, for pacing. Like,
See, the benefit of me though is I had the benefit of going from literally season 1 right into season 2. Like, I didn't take a break. Like, I just get it's all documented. It's all somewhere in this fucking shit of episodes we've done of me watching season 1 and season 2 and just being blown the fuck away. Yeah. You took a break between season 1. He was like, yeah, I took a break. Season 1 was okay. I don't know if you know what I think about. It's documented. I'm gonna have to find the episode and figure it out when you flip that switch. And I was like, you got to keep watching. You got to keep watching. And then you finish
it was episode like 6 or 7 of season 1 that was like, yep, this is okay. This is good.
Okay.
And then
that sounds right.
Once season 2 hit, I was like, nah, this shit's probably my favorite slice of life. And then season 3 hit, I was like, yep, this is number 1 slice of life material right here.
Fucking fire. Yeah.
Shit's
great.
A
10, man. This patience is a 10.
Okay, I hear you. All right. Plot. In terms of the plot, here's the thing. Is that the whole like layout of the series, like, it wasn't straightforward from the beginning. It was kind of like, this is just high school students, kind of, right? And we're introducing the characters, like we talked about with the pacing. Season 2 was like, here's what the characters go through in terms of problems, and here's them solving problems together, becoming a unit. And then season 3 is like, yo, this unit has an issue amongst themselves anyway, and they have to resolve it. I have to give the plot like a solid 10 as well. I just really, really enjoyed the entire storyline. Yeah.
Yep.
That's my score.
Oh, and sorry for this, y'all. We normally do this at the beginning, but I'll do this now. But so for the first category, pacing is obviously episode to episode, how strong the story development was. Plot is overall thoughts on the storytelling and writing, etc. I think the writing is brilliant in this show. Again, from the moment it started to where it said, this is Hachiman. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is why I do it. And this is why I'm going to stay like this. To him doing that one assignment with that teacher, and that one assignment coming back up in season 3, second to last episode or last episode or something like that.
Right.
And that was a fucking flashback of the growth of Hachiman. It was fucking perfect as far as the plot goes to me, because again, like you said, it started off as high school students. He started off like, yo, this is what I do. If I'm gonna be a part of this club that I had to forcefully join by my teacher, I'm going to do it right. And the way I'm going to do it is even if I got to make sacrifices to myself, to my own reputation, to make sure everybody else is happy, I'm going to do that. And
like when they did that, that play thing?
Yep.
And he had to take all the brunt of the issue, and everybody was like, why did you do that? And he just said, you know what? I'll be the villain.
Yep. He took it. And that shit is special. That was just season 1. Season 2 was almost the same thing, but you started to get more as far as like confusion between our characters. They're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why do I feel something for Hachiman? Yukino and Yui, she's always felt something for Hachiman. She just couldn't, spit it out. And then same deal with Yukino, and she was like confused about it or whatever, but that was great. And then season 3 was all of that coming full circle and wrapping up beautifully,
which slice of life don't normally do. True. So what you rate in plot?
It's a 10. It's a 10. Let me put a cut in here real quick because I got to piss so bad.
Do your thing.
Yeah, man. Plot was definitely a 10 though, for sure.
Hell yeah. Now you leading us into animation.
Animation, which is direction, scenery, art style, overall visual fidelity. It was real pretty, man. It's hard for me to find something bad to say about how the animation. It wasn't anything too spectacular because it's not like it was a lot going on,
Yeah.
So for that, I can say it's kind of average, but it still had scenery that was, moments that were just gorgeous. And for that, I have to give it a 9. Because again, it wasn't a lot to it, but the scenery, when it mattered, it was beautiful. Even when they were just like walking down the street, they had like beautiful animation art. For whatever reason, they decided to up the budget or something like that during season 3, but they had a lot of moments where they would just show them walking and it would look spectacular.
Even moments in like season 2 when they like went to the park and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The animation was like, it went from, hey, this is a decent animated series to like, this is above average, definitely, right, in terms of like the visual prowess. I don't really feel like it ever was really choppy. Like some series may get, but yeah, I agree 100% because that's why I would give it a 9.
Yeah.
Animation. It was beautiful when it needed to be beautiful. Yes. The colors were always vibrant when they were supposed to be vibrant.
Camera work was wonderful too.
Yeah, 100%. So I agree with that as well. It was great on that side.
You lead us into sound design.
All right. So as you know, sound design is overall sound quality in terms of audio and like music, the voice acting, whatnot. So I watched it dubbed all the way from season 1 to season 2. And then season 3, I watched subbed because I didn't want to wait.
Interesting.
Voice acting side, I think it was fire
So good.
on both sides. Like, there was not a single voice I hated in this series, yo.
Yeah.
And that is wild. Like, normally I hate at least one voice. There's like one person in this whole series every time that's like, yo, take them out, bro. There was not a single person in this series I hated.
No
His sister didn't have a horrible voice.
Yeah,
there was just no one who had a horrible voice. So in terms of sound design, like the music was on point when it needed to be on point. I also don't think of anything that was just like out like standing though. Either.
Yes, I agree.
So for sound design, I kind of hate to say it, but I give the sound design an 8 on the sound design side.
I feel it. No, I mean, you are absolutely right. There was nothing spectacular about any of the intros, any of the outros, any of the sound, again, because it wasn't much to the sound of the show, but the voice acting, bro. The voice acting really set this shit apart when it came to the conversations that was being had, to fucking just impactful moments that were supposed to be impactful. Side characters getting the love that main characters get in other anime. Like there were main characters from other anime that was in this anime as side characters, and it was fucking done brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. And Adam Gibbs became my new favorite dubbed voice actor because of it. Like, he fucking killed this role as Hachiman, and I gotta say I'm gonna give it an 8.5 just because of the voice acting.
All right. And then our final section is characters.
I'll lead us into characters. So characters are obviously how much you like / grew attached to the characters, sides or mains. And this is easy. So easy.
Easy as fuck.
The easiest 10 I think I've ever gave in an entire show. maybe besides story for Ash Lost in Space. That was probably the easiest 10 I gave. But this is the second easiest 10 I've ever gave.
I also agree. I don't think I've ever so happily given a 10 to anything in this review. In a review, like, I know I be handing out high scores way more often than Polo does. But nah, this shit deserves every bit of that.
Easy. It's easy. It's easy to give these characters a 10 for everything we talked about earlier. Like, they're perfect, man. They're perfect. Everybody grew. With the way this show like plot is structured, side characters grew thanks to the club that they were in, which is obviously the what was it called? What they call it?
It depends, because some of the side characters were in tennis clubs, student council, the problem solving club. The way they set it up, the problem solving club gave side characters growth, and you care for them. I love that shit. Absolutely loved it, man. It was phenomenal. Easiest 10 I've ever given in my life. For sure.
Tells rounding up our scores right now to give the overall scores. And while I do that, make sure y'all go check out don'ttalkshop.com. The Axis collection is now live. The Axis collection is fucking fantastic. It's a collection that I would want to have in my closet. And y'all should definitely check that out, because certain collections goes away. And when they go away, who knows when they coming back. So make sure y'all check out don'ttalkshop.kizom and patreon.com/mycheckwaifu. Actually, speaking of that, we just got a new patron, which
we did.
Very interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Thanks, Jim John.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
I just saw that too.
It literally just popped up. He joined us at the Senpai tier. Jim John, thank you so much for supporting us, bro. We appreciate you. That means a lot.
All right. So, Polo giving pacing a 10, plot a 10, animation a 9, sound design a 8.5, and characters a 10. Those are high scores, bro.
I know. Holy shit.
Giving My Team Romantic Comedy Snafu, Snafu 2, and Snafu Climax a 9.5 out of 10. me giving
Yes.
pacing a 10, plot a 10, animation a 9, sound design a 8, and characters a 10. I put it at 9.4, which gives Mic Check Waifu Waifu an overall score for My Teen Romantic Comedy, Snafu 2, and Climax a 9.45. Yo.
Easy.
For sure. For fucking sure.
It's like that's not hard to do. That's not hard to do. Let's take
also, the rare Polo gives something a higher grade than I did.
Shout out to me. Because Slice of Life is my shit, bro. It's just
it's fire.
It's just so good. All right, so let's take a look at our reviews here. So what did we give that one?
A 9.45.
My TC series. I'm gonna name it there. 9.45. All right, here's the reviews that we reviewed so far. The shows we reviewed so far. Excuse me. We're gonna start from the bottom and work our way up. We have 20 reviews. 21 if you count Demon Lord Retry, but we don't. 20. 91 Days at a 6.4. Banana Fish number 19, 7.3. Number 18, Dr. Stone, 7.8. Number 17, My Hero Season 4, 7.9. 16, Gangsta, 7.95. Number 15, Chivalry of a Fell Knight, 7.95. Number 14, Bungo Stray Dogs, 8.4. Number 13, Darwin's Game, 8.5. Number 12, Made in Abyss featuring Blaname Podcast, 8.5. Number 11, Steins Gate, 8.65. Number 10, Erased, 8.75. Number 9, Beastars, 8.85. Number 8, Demon Slayer, 8.8. Number 7, Vinland Saga, 9.25. Number 6, Grimgar, 9.3. Number 5, Promise Neverland, 9.3. Number 4, Fire Force, 9.35. My Teen Romantic Comedy takes the third spot at 9.45, which I feel under my number 1 Slice of Life, Clannad, 9.8. And number 1, Astra, Lost in Space at a perfect 10.
Easy.
I am A-okay with this list. A-okay. I still think E-Race need to be higher than B-Stars, but, that's just me. Still. Man, absolutely love this review scale. It's wonderful. I want to thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Tail's going to end us off with a recap.
So as y'all know, Mic Check Waifu Waifu just gave you a beautiful 9.45 on My Teen Romantic Comedy, Snafu. We were also on our break. I hope you really enjoyed that song. Also, like you said, Polo said, don't talk shop. Check them out. Then we also had some questions. Obviously, my favorite anime animal is Hamtaro. Polo says Haru from My Roommate is a Cat. We also talked about Akudama Drive. Is it mid for low key? Kind of. I kind of see it. Our Last Crusade, low key might not be mid. That's actually a pretty good one so far.
Might not be.
I also started Higurashi. I don't really like many horror anime, but it's looking like it might be good. We also had some more Twitter questions. We had a decent amount of Twitter questions.
Yo, we
today.
love y'all for that. Thank y'all.
Y'all know cherry limeade with the nerds in it. That's my drink. Polo just like the cherry limeade slushy. But also we talked about for 25 minutes, Luffy in the big 3 and where Luffy sits in the big 3, why Polo made his decision, why I made my decision, and why we see that way. Also, like whoever in the big 3 you might want to. That's indeed your big 3 number 1, not ours. Rock with who you want.
And if you call somebody takes back, give substance. That's all. That's it.
Oh man.
Oh, that's it. Oh, I'm at Polo Born Fly on all social media.
And I'm at King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mic Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mic Check Waifu on Instagram. And as always, Mic Check. Is that you?
Ooh, I like that.
Just added in before, why not?
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu Waifu.